Hi guys, Chris here with the Batty Belfry and Crochet Basics. I am just popping onto your screen today to not do a video tutorial, but to go over my yarn choices, why I make the choices that I do for my projects. I know a lot of people are very confused about when to use acrylic, when to use wool, what type of wool to use. Okay guys, so before I start this video, my cat, hey, say hi babe. She's being very needy today. So she's probably going to insert herself into the video. So I'm sorry about that. She is sometimes occasionally needy. So here we are, just including her as part of the video. Say hi, Alex. There she is. Okay, so back to it. This is something that is confusing when you're first venturing out of the acrylics. Acrylic is what most people find in the store, and that's what most people go to, and you can find so many pretty options. You're gonna find the color that you're looking for. You're gonna find, you know, like, you're just gonna find what you're looking for with acrylic because it is all man-made. So it's really easy to find everything that you need in that it's more prevalent and easier to find in the craft store. So that's gonna be a thing. And but it's not the best option. And I ventured out of acrylic a very long time ago, and I just want to share with everybody why I did that. I say on a lot of my projects and in my Etsy store, on everything that I make, it always says I'm kind of a yarn snob. And I don't mean that, you know, like I'm hoity-toity about yarn. I just mean that I choose very carefully my yarns, and I try to keep the environment in mind. So if you care about that, she's sorry about this, guys. She really wants to be a part of this, and she loves my wool. She can pick out a wool too. She's kind of a yarn snob. So this is her favorite wool, by the way. So there's the cat's choice. Alex, you have shown your choice. So without further ado, let's get to it. I always do a disclaimer at the beginning of my videos. So I just would like to say that this is how I do things. This in no way represents the entire crochet community. We are all artists, and we're all going to do things differently. Not only are we going to crochet differently, we're going to pick different yarns for our projects. And this is just my methods and my reasoning behind things. So I would just like to share that with you today. Please don't eat that. Please don't eat that. Oh my gosh. Guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't script or edit my videos when things like this happen. Sometimes I'll stop the video. So if she starts to like get this in her mouth and choke on it, like, I'm totally gonna stop the video, but I'm not gonna edit this out because I really I think that kind of brings a human element to the video. So yeah, this is my life right here, guys. This is one of three, and she is the one. She comes in here for spa time with me. We listen to nice music and get all comfy and cozy in this room because this is my shooting room. But anyways, so let's start off with the most commercial thing that you can find and talk about it a little bit. I actually really, really like the I love this yarn, the I love this cotton, I love this wool from Hobby Lobby. It is, for acrylic, it is definitely on the expensive side. If you go in and, you know, you're going to buy one at a time, you can always use their 40% coupon if they don't have this on sale. They usually do have their yarn on sale locally. For me, I'm in the southern United States. They will put their yarn on 30% off. Almost every week, so you can usually go in and get it for that. So it's a cheap yarn, But for acrylic, it is an expensive yarn. You can get this cheaper. But I love this yarn. It's a lot more squishy and soft and feels a lot better than the bigger. I do not like Red Heart. And I hope I don't tick too many people off by saying that, but Red Heart yarn is just, it's acrylic for number one. So I really, I try to stay away from acrylic at all costs. But it's also very hard and scratchy, and it just feels terrible as you're crocheting with it. I hate it so much. So I love this yarn if I need acrylic. The reason why I am so against acrylic, to be perfectly honest, is because it's a plastic. And I try to do my best to reduce the carbon footprint that I leave. And I know it's not much, but by not using acrylic and using wool when I can, or something that is a natural fiber, it just makes me feel like I'm doing something important, because I do make a lot of projects. It's not a lot, globally speaking by any means, because I'm just one little teeny tiny human being. But I feel like if we all limited our acrylic use, then that would be an important step in the right direction environmentally. I know that that's kind of a hot button topic for a lot of people, and I do not get political with it. That's just my personal belief. I feel like we need to be as responsible as we can. So that is why I personally stay away from acrylics. However, I do have this in my stash. I do have a very small section at the bottom of my stash that is dedicated to acrylic. And I will not use acrylic yarn for things that are going to be, just used a few times, then thrown away, or, gotten rid of. I try to only use my acrylic for heirloom items for babies, i.e. baby blankets, stroller blankets, shoes, hats, those kind of things that someone is going to want to keep for an heirloom, because a lot of babies, you don't want to put a wool, like a non-superwash wool especially, just on any baby, because we all know that babies are sensitive, and wool it's a hair. So you don't want to put that on a child that is sensitive to everything. I mean, they're going to break out in a rash. It could be bad. So acrylic is sometimes a good choice for that, which brings us to our next choice. Cotton is an alternative to those things for baby items. And if somebody just wants the cheaper version for me to make it, and they think their baby's allergic to everything natural, including cotton, that's why I have my acrylic stash. Moving on to cotton. Cotton is obviously something that is not man-made. It grows in the fields, actually very close to my home. So this is a natural fiber. You will want to use cotton for anything that is going to be in the kitchen. You definitely want to use a cotton for that, because it can take the heat. It's not a plastic, so it's not going to melt. So this is ideal for everything in the kitchen. I also feel that it is ideal for heirloom baby items, because again, it's not a fur, it's not a wool, it's not anything that comes from an animal. So this doesn't tend to create as many allergic reactions. I actually have only heard of one person ever that was like, I just can't be around cotton. It makes me itchy. And I don't know if that person was actually allergic to it, or if that was, just maybe the type of cotton or the spin of the cotton that they were, that they had been in contact with maybe had like scratched their skin a little bit and they were just uncomfortable with it. Because let me tell you something, guys, if you pick cotton out of the fields, that stuff is really scratchy. It is not this soft, lovely spun stuff that you get in the store. It actually is actually pretty scratchy on your skin. So you can get varieties that are not as squishy and soft. Again, this is the I Love This brand from Hobby Lobby. It is a little more expensive than some cottons that you can get, but it's still on the cheaper side when you take into account the softness that you get with this yarn. So there are, I'm going kind of in a row here. Least favorite, only use it when I have to I picked this for certain things, not my least favorite, but definitely not on my favorite spectrum. I really like to get into the wools and the natural from animal fibers. So we're gonna go from my least favorite in the wool realm. This again is a Hobby Lobby. I Love This wool from Hobby Lobby, and it is naturals, pure and simple, very, very basic stuff, 100% wool. Now that doesn't say, and we'll get into this a little bit later, that does not say Merino wool, which is a super soft wool. That does not say superwash wool. That does not say fine wool. That does not say Highland wool. That says 100% wool. When you see that, you are going to get something that is a little more scratchy. It's not going to be as soft as other varieties. However, if you can see what that price tag is right there, let me get it to focus, $6.49. And that is for 100 grams, well, 113 grams. So that is a pretty good bit of wool. Come on, focus down here. Focus down here, guy. Sorry, my camera doesn't like to focus a lot sometimes. Sometimes I can fuddle it by bringing things real close, and then it just won't get its bearings back for me. So there we go. Again, I don't edit my videos, so sorry if my real-time stuff bothers you. So scratchy, you get a lot of it for what it is. It is a natural fiber. You are not destroying the environment with this. I do like to research how my yarn has been obtained, because believe it or not, there used to be more. I'm a middle-aged woman now, so I do remember the 90s. I remember when we used to want things to be, better for the environment, but we really didn't pay attention to where it came from. And so pay attention to the company that you're getting your stuff from, because there are, just like there are puppy mills that are producing puppies and being terrible to the puppies, there are wool mills that are gonna, be not so kind and not, it's just not a good thing. Just, again, just me being a crazy person trying to be the best person that I can be in this world. So if you're concerned about the quality of your yarn and why you can get it so cheap, because some of this stuff you will find like so cheap, research where it's coming from, because there could be a reason, and that might be your reason, that they're just mass producing it, and they're just not being nice to the animals that it's coming from. So make sure that that's a thing too. But this is about average priced for, air quotes, wool, base wool. Another thing about wool, you can't wash it unless you want to felt it. And felting is a process that some people do intentionally. Personally, I think it's beautiful on some items, and it's not for everything. What that means is the fibers pill up and they fluff out, and they kind of fluff together and make, instead of stitch definition, you will get a big floof ball of warm, squishy goodness. And if you want that to happen, 100% wool is the way that you want to go, because it's going to floof out when you wash it. Another reason why that's so cheap, because you're not going to get your beautiful stitch definition. And moving on, because I'm wordy a lot, to the one that my kitty cat just loves. She really loves this. I'm moving on to my Knit Picks Varieties. Knit Picks is the place that Hobby Lobby is where I go to locally to get some of my cheaper yarns and the stuff that's not specialty. And when I'm going to get stuff that is more of a specialty yarn, which is more of the stuff that I make for people to actually wear against their skin, I'm going to go to Knit Picks, because I know almost all their products. Like I'm kind of crazy that way. I have a crazy yarn stash. This is a fingering weight, and it is their what is called their Hawthorne. Now, when you compare the softness of this one and this is tons softer, but it's not the softest. And we're moving right along with that. The reason that it is softer is because this says it is 80% superwash fine Highland wool. Highland wool is it's kind of a medium grade in terms of softness, and this is just my experience. I have never researched this, you guys, so if I'm wrong, please tell me in the comments. I would like to know more about it. But it is not as soft as Merino wool, but it's not wool level scratchy. So this also has, and I hope I am pronouncing this right, polyamide, which is, it can be like a nylon, which is a man-made fiber. The reason why a lot of your fingering weights, these are fingering or sock wools. And a lot of the reasons why they will have a nylon or a polyamide, again, hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm in the South and we tend to pronounce things wrong. The reason they have that is because you really want to put something that's going to be worn on the feet, that is going to be walking around on the ground. You really want it to be durable. That makes your wools much more durable, and it will last longer if it has that mixed in with it. So this brand right here, the Hawthorne fingering weight, actually researched this again. Polyamide is very rarely going to be a non-man-made, but this one is. This is an all-natural wool, even though it has something that's, in the same family as nylon worked into it. Now, I do want to talk just a little bit about the superwash process. I have researched that. It's not the best process for the environment. But it makes your wool, 1, washable, 2, people that are allergic to it can wear it most of the time, so it makes it much more wearable. I think, and this was true a few years ago, this is 2021, but I know a few years ago, our military in the United States was wearing superwash wool garments. So that's interesting little fun fact to know. So it's very durable and long lasting. You can make heirloom things out of it. Regular wool is not quite as durable as the superwash varieties, and that's really all I'm going to say about that. But moving on, we have one that is, this is a worsted weight, and this is just a merino wool. And I wanted to put this one back to back with this one. I'm going to take this one out of the way now. But I wanted to put these two back to back because it's very important to note that even though this is a superwash variety, it is not near as soft as this non-superwash. And if you remember just a few minutes ago, I said superwashing actually makes your fibers softer. This has multiple plies in it, and now my cat's gonna get involved. She likes to get involved in this. Say hi, babe. So this is a single ply. Okay, buddy. You really just want to be a part of this, don't you? Oh, honey. Oh, sweet little baby. Yeah, she really wanted to be a part of this. So I am going to kind of just lay this on top of her here. So single ply, more of a rustic look when you actually work this up on your crochet hooks, or for all you knitters out there, for the knitters. This is going to give you a little more of a finished, polished look, and this is going to be a little more rustic. But this is so much more soft, and the reason is not just because of the plies. It is because it is a merino wool. Merino wools are the best. 100% merino wool is my favorite to work with. But by the same token, it's really not, because a lot of people can't wear it. A lot of people, break out from, wearing a sheep's coat right against their skin. It'll break them out. And again, superwashing kind of takes that quality out. I really don't remember how much this is, but I just realized that I need to be telling you guys about a price on this if I can. I think this hank right here, I think they're $12.99, and this is about 100 grams, and this one was about 100 grams. So this is almost twice as much as this. And that's average fair pricing. Actually, Knit Picks, one of the reasons why I keep going back to their company is because they have some of the best, and I'm not getting paid for this. Like, Knit Picks, if you're watching, like, maybe you need to sponsor me or something, because I'm always using your yarns. But they really do have the best selection at the cheapest prices. And you know what you're getting there. What it says on the label is actually what it is. So, going to take that one away. This one, I have had this for so long, I do not remember. This is a worsted weight, 100% merino wool, and I do not remember. I don't even think that Knit Picks has this color in the Preciosa tonal anymore. So if you're looking for it, I'm sorry. I think I have something that's not even there anymore. Moving on, because this is getting a lot longer than I thought it was going to. But you guys, I'm really passionate about my yarns, my yarn fibers, and anybody that crochets or knits a lot is going to be that way. Like, we get kind of crazy over what we use, and it's just... it's exciting for me to talk about it. So this is also a fingering weight, and this is their twill. It is 100% superwash merino. very super squishy, lovely, soft goodness. I really, really, really like their twill. It is very expensive. The stuff that I'm getting to now. The reason why, if you look in my Etsy store and you see the things that I make, you will notice that let's just say, for instance, the very last thing that I put up was a cancer awareness pocket shawl, and it is $88. Less than $10 will be profit. That is a pocket shawl. Cost $80. $80 for me to make. It is so expensive, and that's in the Hawthorne. I made it with the Hawthorne variety, which is pretty cheap on the spectrum. We're getting into the expensive guys now, but 100% superwash merino. If you need something that you're not going to need the nylon for the strength and the wear and tear, if you're going to be making like a very lightweight shawl or something that's like a neck wrap, this is a good choice. You don't want to use the nylon if you don't have to, because it's not going on your feet. Okay, so moving on, capretta. You saw this in my last video. I love the caprettas. It is so soft and squishy. If you're looking for how to read a yarn label, I'm going to link that up in the top corner of this video. So if you want to know how to read a yarn label, I use the capretta in that. So my cat is messing with my... Sorry, baby. I'm sorry, baby. She's getting the focus on her, you guys. So I'm trying to focus it back on the yarn to do my video here. But this is, let's see if you can see that. This is a superwash fine merino wool, 10% cashmere. That's where you get your super softness. The superwash fine merino wool being 80% of this makes it so squishy. It feels so nice to use this, guys. The cashmere blends, anything that has a cashmere blend is going to be so soft too. And this also has a little bit of strength because it is... Hey, okay, you're getting out of control. Because it has nylon, you can use it for socks and the like. And you're not helping, Alex. You're really not helping. And now we're going to go to the very last one, and that's good because my cat decided she was going to get unruly. Baby. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is my, I think Knit Picks is discontinuing the Daydream, and that's so sad, you guys. This stuff is so dang squishy. It is the squishiest of the squishies, and the reason is because it is mostly alpaca. And if you know anything about the higher end yarns, alpaca is the softest, squishiest, most lovely, most wonderful thing that you can possibly use. It is so amazing to use. So if you can get an alpaca blend, get it. It's lovely. It's wonderful to work with. Of course, this one does have a lot of nylon in it, a lot more nylon than the merinos do, because alpaca is very delicate. It is such a delicate yarn that, oh, and she's on my microphone, guys.